Welcome to the Ramblers Vault. Deep within the heart of the round table, a hidden vault lies dormant, holding secrets of the universe. Tonight, the vault door has been unlocked, exposing the declassified alien and UFO case files, handpicked for their intensity and intrigue.
Welcome back inside the Ramblers Vault. Pull up a chair, get comfortable, and let's turn back the clock to January 18th, 1978. Case file number 7, the Fort Dix Perimeter Panic. We're heading to New Jersey, specifically the massive military complex where Fort Dix and McGuire Air Force Base share a dark, wooded border. It's about 3 a.m. The air is freezing, the sky is black, and on the radar screens inside the McGuire control tower, something impossible is happening. A low-flying, glowing, disc-shaped craft is tracking right over the airfield. But our story tonight doesn't start in the tower. It starts on the lonely perimeter dirt road. An Army military police sergeant is driving his patrol truck along the fence line. Suddenly, his headlights catch a shape moving out of the trees. He slams on the brakes. Standing right in the high beam is a creature that defies nature. It's tall, thin, with grayish skin, an oversized head, and huge, glowing eyes. Imagine the sheer, paralyzing terror of that moment. You're alone in the woods, on a military base, looking at a literal alien being walking right toward you. Your survival instinct takes over. Fear pulls the trigger. The MP draws his .45 caliber pistol, screams for the entity to halt, and fires several rounds into the darkness. The creature lets out a horrific scream, scrambles over the boundary fence onto McGuire Air Force Base territory, and collapses dead on the runway apron. What happened next was immediate, ruthless, black budget lockdown. Backup arrived to a sickening smell of sulfur and ammonia filling the air. Within an hour, a specialized plainclothes military recovery team, a blue team, swarmed the runway. They sprayed the entity's body, packed it into a silver refrigerated container, and loaded it onto a C-141 Starlifter cargo plane that took off into the night, bound straight for hidden vaults of Wright-Patterson Air Force Base. Eyewitnesses, every gate guard, every tower operator was stripped of their logs and forced to sign lifelong national security non-disclosure agreements under threat of federal prison. Now, when you look at the file like Fort Dix, it hits you right in the gut. You've got a young man acting on pure panic, firing into the dark, and look, I get it. Self-defense is wired into us all. If you feel threatened, fear takes the wheel. But I refuse to believe that fear is the only language humanity knows how to speak. I like to hope that most of us out there, just like my wife Jackie, my brother Brett, and myself, would choose a different path. If we were the ones standing in those headlights, we choose to listen. We choose to look for a way to communicate, connect, before we ever look for a weapon. Because we aren't built just to attack the unknown. And that right there is why we opened the vault. to remember that we can choose diplomacy over destruction. Because just 14 years before that panic in the New Jersey woods, a completely different story unfolded in the deserts of New Mexico. That brings us to case file number 8, the Holloman Air Force Base landing. April 1964, Holloman Air Force Base near the White Sands Missile Range. Military radar picks up 3 anomalous disc-shaped craft entering the airspace. But this time, there's no chaos. There is no frantic sirens. The crafts are moving with absolute peaceful precision. 2 of them hold position high in the desert sky, acting as quiet security escort, while the third craft slowly, deliberately descends right onto the base tarmac. And here is where humanity got it right, Ramblers. Instead of running out with rifles raised and scrambling fighter jets to blow it out of the sky, Base Command followed a strict, peaceful protocol. A delegation of high-ranking Air Force officers, intelligence personnel walked right out onto the pavement to meet them. A ramp extended from the craft. 3 entities stepped forward into the desert wind. They were human-sized, gray-skinned, wearing tight flight suits. And according to the leaked documents, they didn't come to threaten. They utilized a technological translation device to speak. There was no telepathic dread, no weapons discharged, just a quiet, prearranged diplomatic meeting on a military runway where data communication protocols and a basic mutual understanding were civilly exchanged between 2 completely different worlds. Think about the contrast of those 2 runways, Ramblers. One stained by the panic of a bullet fired in fear, the other a bridge where logic met life and data met soul. It shows that when we look into the unknown, we have a choice in how we answer. I'm Scott Nichols, and that is what's hidden inside the Ramblers vault tonight. Until next time, Ramblers, keep your eyes on the skies, but keep your heart grounded. Good night, everybody.
Thank you for tuning in tonight. The Ramblers vault is now closed, locked, and sealed until next time. If the whispers of the vault have sparked your curiosity, join us again when the vault is reopened and another declassified and mysterious file is revealed. If you enjoy the vault vibe, be sure to like and subscribe to Ramblers of the Round Table podcast, and on Facebook too.